take it off, take it in.
So you guys have listed that your influences are Death Cab for Cutie, Beck, and The Police.
Yeah.
And people comment on how those are not really similar at all in a lot of ways. How do you take such three distinct styles and incorporate them into your own work?
Yeah, well, that was 3 bands that we mentioned in an interview. And I'd say that I could list you another 20 bands that had just as much influence. So that's what we try and do is take, and not even consciously, but looking back on what we've done, I know that there'll be like a drum sound from a certain song that we loved, and that might go into a song. And lyrically, there'll be a bunch of people that, like, I love their lyrics, and so you sort of, you take influence from that, and so you put it all together and then create your own weave of influences, and so that's what we try to do. And so I actually struggle when people say, well, you know, what are the main influences that influence this band? Is that, I mean, if I say 3, they're definitely valid, but there's a whole bunch of others that are equally as valid. So rather than giving a list of 25 bands, I just kind of mention those 3.
Yep. With having so many bands that influence you, do you have like an ideal tour lineup for people you'd love to go on tour with at some point, or is it just never ending, you want Woodstock for yourself?
Yeah, well, which bands would you like to tour with?
Death Cab for Cutie, I'd love to tour with those guys.
Yeah.
Phoenix, I'd love to do some shows with Phoenix. I think we are actually.
We're doing festivals. Yeah, which would be good.
We're actually doing a few shows with Postal Service as well.
Yeah. For me, that'd be great. I'd love to, if we can get the Beatles back together, tour with them, but it might be hard, seeing as half the band isn't here with us. But current bands, I really like M83.
Empire of the Sun.
Yeah, Empire of the Sun. I think they're bringing out a new album finally. After like 5 years. Yeah, there's some bands that we really like.
And speaking of albums that come out over 5 years, you guys try and get music out kind of as soon as possible and be able to play it live as well as you do in the studio. Yeah. Is that something that's sort of a personal goal or sort of a fan service in a way?
Well, initially, our goal was to sort of put out, you know, a song a month, whatever. But the funny thing was that everything got changed when the first song we put out got noticed, because the first song was Trojans, and we thought that it would take us 20 songs before we had enough of a following to even play a show. And so we put that song out, and then a month later it started getting a whole bunch of blog love, and we were getting emails from all over the place. So the plan was to release songs just when they were done, but then everything kind of changed when we started talking to a bunch of labels, and it was like, okay, well, maybe we'll kind of wait a bit before we put some stuff out, and ideally, you know, we'd put a song out a month, but the way that labels work and the way you put an album out, you know, there's generally a cycle. It's a different kind of thing. It's the traditional cycle of an album, and then you tour that album for a year or so, and then you go and do another album. But, we didn't even know if we were going to play shows, you know. It was one of these things that we didn't have, it was just this...
We didn't tell anyone about the song?
Yeah, no one even knew about the music, so... Like, damn, people found our music. Stuffed everything.
Yeah, your live shows have been talked about endlessly, and people are saying that they're so surprised that you guys are an opening act. Can you see yourselves doing a North American headliner anytime soon?
Yeah,
we are.
Yeah, it's booked. We're doing I think, is it starting in May?
May, June.
We're doing some headline shows.
Amazing.
So we're doing headline tour through the summer, and then we're doing I think another headline tour after that. Throughout North America, I think is the plan. So yeah, it's happening.
Good, it's excellent. You had mentioned to Rolling Stone about sort of not understanding the nightclub sort of dynamic of music and the social interactions. Yeah. With If So sort of being popular in that stream, was that a shock to you, with it coming out and sort of getting a very popular club response?
Is that what it's got? I'm not aware.
Apparently it is.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah, I mean the song was written, it was influenced by that, like I think I used the word microcosm that you have with a nightclub, but it's just that general, the people watching, where you can't be in a club or anywhere where people are put in a confined space and sort of almost forced to interact, and just seeing how that happens, and watching different personalities interact. It's always been a fascinating thing, because, I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm either introverted or extroverted, but I'm certainly not an extrovert, and it's funny watching people that are, because I don't quite get it. I don't quite get how they can be that way, and so I find it really fascinating. And also, you know, they're not, and seeing those sorts of people interact with other lesser, not lesser, but introverted people is always fascinating. So that's where that song sort of started.
It's fantastic.
But I didn't actually answer your question because in relation to nightclubs. Well, I wasn't aware that that was happening, so if that's happening, then that's ironic, I guess.
So what do you think it is about the song that gets people dancing, that gets people sort of excited in an environment like that?
Michael, what would you say?
I guess the beat for starters, it's a fall of the floor, so that's that's where all dance tracks sort of start.
Yeah, it's very hard to have a 3/4 waltz or something happening in a nightclub. People just don't want to dance to that anymore, as of the last 150 years. Yeah, I mean, dance music is, I mean, as I'm sure you're aware, there's certain formulas as far as rhythms go that get people to move and don't confuse them. Like if you write songs like in 7/8, like a Yes prog rock anthem or something, then it's
Pretty hard to follow.
yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Hello, we're Atlas Genius, and you're watching
AdmitOneMedia.
Your Trojans in my